Well, good morning and welcome to this week's Uplifting Conversation. And I love it when we have the lovely Bridget in our studio who prepares us for what to expect with the astrological influences of the month ahead. And I'm certainly feeling the energies of this one, and I'm going to be looking forward to hearing more from Bridget about what to expect. And I will be interjecting with what oils, beautiful young living essential oils, will support your journey so that you can rise above the tide of challenge, or so that also that you can even fully embrace the joy of life with an essential oil like joy or something. So I guess it's not always just about the challenges. There's always the flow that happens each month with the astrological influences. So, good morning, Bridget, and
Good
welcome.
morning. Good morning. Good morning. That is a perfect segue. Since
Mm.
we're already at, what are we today? The 7th? The 6th. So we're already at the 6th of September. But it was perfect segue into a beautiful, beautiful, optimistic aspect that we have. The sun trine Jupiter. All right. So this is beautiful. Jupiter gives us understanding and jovial luck. Jupiter is just a big benefic. Um, and so when we look at the sun in Virgo, which is all about healthcare and self-care, and Jupiter in Taurus, which is all about the senses and good food and luxury and lusciousness. Sun trine Jupiter is one of our beautiful aspects. So yeah, like I said, perfect segue into one of our nicer aspects for the month. We are in Mercury retrograde season already. We actually, tonight is the halfway point. Mercury is exactly the conjunct the sun at 9 o'clock. So that is called Kazemi. So, we have a very thought provoking month. The month is Virgo, and it is ruled by Mercury. All right. So, Virgo is all about our healthcare principles, natural, alternative health practices, our service to others, and our service to ourselves. That so much of it is about, this Mercury retrograde is thinking how well are you treating yourself? It's all good for us to be spiritual beings that can manifest like masters, but if you have physical blocks or physical ailments, that can stop the flow. So this month it's all about how is your physical body and how are you treating your temple so that you can talk to the gods, or whatever modality you believe in. We have this holistic month where we are looking at everything and how it is working for us.
Sounds good. And I mean, right up my alley, health and well-being, because, you know, if we don't look after ourselves, who else is going to? And why wouldn't we want to look after ourselves so that we can, live life to the best possible way? I lived with a mother who was, well, my earliest memories were early high school, and she was diagnosed with Paget's disease and later on was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And it was actually the impetus for me to make a decision that I was going to look after myself in the best way possible, because I just saw what she went through and it wasn't much fun. And I definitely believe that we all have a choice in supporting our health and well-being. And that
Mm,
is, nutrition, mindset, knowing, little like your warnings about what to expect, so that, what's that thing, you're more prepared for what's to come.
mm,
And I'd like to
yep.
welcome Robin. Hello. Thanks for joining. And someone else said, hi, ladies. I can't quite see your name for some reason, but please get involved in this conversation if you've got questions, if you've got something to
Mm,
add, and please share this out. We want to get this out to the world so lots of people
mm.
can appreciate the messages that we've got for you all today. Hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, going back to, we are in our heads this month, ladies and gents. If there's any gents out there, And so much of this is about self-responsibility. And like Kay, I am a health and wellness coach as well as an astrologer.
Yes.
So and yeah, self-responsibility. Your evolution is your personal responsibility. So the next beautiful, beautiful one that I have is the new moon in Virgo. All right, so this happens on the 15th of September. It is actually only hours before the Mercury, which is ruling the new moon, goes direct. So we're still in a Mercury retrograde. Well, actually, Mercury is stationing at the new moon in Virgo, and this is fabulous. All right, this
Oh,
is going to be one of the best new moon intentions because you are required to reside in your thoughts, and the critical analysis of Virgo allows us to analyze what our lists are, if we're manifesting and when using pens and papers, we write things down. So this is, like I said, it's critiquing our thought processes, it's getting stuff out of our head. So this is at 11:37 on the 15th, where the moon is going to be trine. All right, so it's a helpful,
is
harmonious aspect.
it during the day?
So,
Is it this? We are.
yeah,
Is this
11:37 a.m. Yep,
AM? Yeah.
yeah, a.m.
Yes.
So we have the outer planets involved here. So more of a collective ideal, but they give us bigger and vaster ideas to work with. All right, so we've got Uranus, which excites change. We've got Neptune, which gives us a bit more of a spiritual perspective. It can also loosen our rigid boundaries. All right. So there's a difference between putting up boundaries and then being too rigid where we don't allow the flow to flow.
Mm,
All right. And
mm.
then there's also a trine to Pluto, which transforms things. And it's transforming our old patterns of behavior. So overall, we're very willing to break down old barriers, allow new experiences, and have some clarity and truth around what we're actually thinking. So it's a fabulous day where we're going to be faced with some choices, and again, going back to the fact that we're in Virgo, and it's all about the choices about what is best for you.
Mm.
So that's a fabulous, and this
On that
is the
on that note,
beginning.
sorry. On that,
Oh,
can I
sorry, I
just
was just going to say this one
yeah,
culminates the
yes.
24th of February. So if you are wanting to write down a manifesting list and you need a time frame, 6 months, like if you say, I want to do something, 6 months is the 24th of February, which is going to be the Virgo full moon. So there's your time frame. Now,
Okay.
sorry, Kate, over to you.
No, that's okay. What's best for you? I'm sitting here taking notes as I always do when you give us all these luscious tips. And what's best for you? I love it. Just let's ponder upon that, because do we put what's best for us at the front of our mind? Do we give ourselves that, particularly if we're mums and we've got lots of children, usually or even one child, doesn't matter how many children you've got, they can dominate our world so much. Or we
Mhm.
can dance around what everybody else, wondering about are our friends all right? Is everybody else okay in our world? And so often what we do is look around outside of ourselves to fix things, to support people, because we are naturally, as women, we're naturally carers and nurturers. But I would like to aid on that caution or err on that caution of making sure that you are foremost in the equation. And that is because if you are performing, or if you are integrating the best version of you, everybody else is going to benefit from that.
Yeah.
So put yourself first, and then what's that thing? Don't you put your oxygen mask on
Your
first,
oxygen mask, yeah.
left, to help everybody else. So I think let's know in the comments. Do you put yourself first, or is this a new idea for you? I know it took me a long time in my life to realize that that was a really good way to go.
Mm, mm.
And 6 months.
Another thing, yeah, another thing with that day, because you did bring up responsibility, is
Yes.
Mercury, which is ruling that new moon, is in opposition to Saturn, and Saturn is responsibility. And in my group, Lifetime to Level Up, little plug there.
Yes.
I
That's good.
do talk about, especially today, I spoke about assessing what is on your plate and asking yourself, is this someone else's responsibility that they've asked me to take over? And giving back people their own stuff, and also sharing responsibility. You brought up about having children.
Mm.
50% of that child is someone else's responsibility, like literally. So, if that person is around, or if you do have, then share the love, share the responsibility.
Sorry.
So,
I thought I'd
yeah,
put my phone on silent. Anyway. Yep.
Mercury. So
Okay.
yeah, and
Yes.
then as I was saying at the beginning of when I started speaking about the new moon, the next morning, so like 7:20 a.m. on the 16th. So that's only hours after
Mm.
Mercury goes station direct. So it's like you can contemplate your navel or sit in meditation and listen to what is coming, mull those things over, and then the next day Mercury actually turns to look forward. All right. So at the time of the new moon, it is quiet and still. The next day we get to stop and we look forward, and then we start to eventually wake up and have a coffee or have a stretch, whatever. It's the next day that we start moving towards that, and the our desires or whatever we've written down. So,
Nice. And writing
you
things down is so good for grounding.
oh,
So and you even used the word clarity. Gosh, I'm out of clarity. I
mm,
better get some more. So,
come on,
uh,
Elena.
oh, you love your clarity, don't you? So this is the oil. So if when you're writing down intentions, I'm one of these people that my ideas are bigger than bigger than Ben-Hur. So, but the whole thing is refining your ideas and bringing them in and getting really clear about that. So for a clear
Mm,
head, for that thinking, and for getting your ideas out onto paper, would be a
mm,
good idea. Now I have most of my oils packed up, but the other one that I would be looking at is Envision. So Envision is the one when if you're going to sit down on the 15th or the 14th or 15th and start bringing your vision in, grab your Envision oil, because that will help you to open up your neural pathways so that the
mm,
ideas come in, and it will help you to be more receptive about possibility, and
mm.
help you to ignite these ideas.
Mm, mm. Oh, that's perfect. You just reminded me. I actually today I was saying, um, you know, neural pathways. All right, we have been doing so much work. All right, so let's just do a quick recap. Even though I'm mid-month, Venus is now direct. All right, so she's been doing a lot of inner work where she's realized the things that are dulling her shine. So you've probably been looking at your life and going, well, that's not working, and that's not working, and I have to say no here. um, and today is, like we have a new road. We're trying to build a new off ramp. Now you might find yourself going past that off ramp and being like, oh, I wanted to get off there. But our GPS, our internal GPS, is going to reroute us back to where we want to go. We just need to keep writing it down, speaking our truth, envisioning where we want to be. And it is a gentle reminder, ladies and gents. We
Mm,
do not want the inner critic to be loud and yelling at us, because how far has that got us so far?
mm,
Nowhere. So
yep,
we are gently reminding people around us also that we expect something different now, because if we don't speak up, they're not telepathic and they're not going to know. So again, back to, you are responsible for, what is around you. So
mm, I love that. So it's nice to know that the planets are here to support our journey as well.
mm, mhm. All right. So on that 17th, since we've spoken about the 15th, 16th, 17th, so busy mental mid-month, Venus is going to form her last square with Jupiter. All right. Now, this just means over the last 3 months, I think it was like the 15th of June was her first square. Now, the square to Jupiter is literally Venus going, my social calendar is too full and I can't do it. Or that sounds amazing, but I'm exhausted. It's a square, it's a Venus going no to all of the good things. So if you are tired or being overindulgent or spending too much, this Sunday the 17th is the last square where we are strong enough to go no. We've had two previously. The first one, we acknowledged that it was an issue. The second one, we probably came straight up against it, and that was only that was the 22nd of August. So really a fresh lesson. And then that third one being the 17th of September. So, you know, like, paying attention and saying no. So that was that 17th.
And along that
Now,
line, saying no, but also getting into the habit, the regular habit and routine of what are you doing? What are you doing every day? I mean, don't wait for these moments where you go, oh my gosh, I am in overload and I'm falling in a heap. Keep your maintenance going throughout the month, through each day. What are you doing for yourself each day? Are you, do you have enough minerals in your body? So we use mineral essence, which is beautiful drops that you can, I put them in my smoothies, or I put them in my Ningxia Red, so that you know you're getting all your minerals, or your Ningxia Red drink, which is our healthy drink with oils in it as well, full of antioxidants, highly nutritious. So this is I don't live a day without taking my Ningxia Red every day. And I'm getting older. And yeah, you do notice that, well, you can't conquer the world quite like I used to, but I know that I'm conquering a whole lot more than what I would be without taking my amazing supplements of Ningxia Red, and lots of supplements. I actually posted one in our group today on Self-Zyme for women with, or for people with osteoarthritis, and this can help remove the relief of osteoarthritis, and a great supplement to support your bones. So look, if people do have any health issues, between Bridget and I, we could, or either one of us, we can support you through that journey. And Young Living has so many options, and most of our supplements have essential oils in them as well. So, you know, there are so many things that we can do. So if anyone is interested in contacting us one-on-one, Bridget is www.justbridgetsastrology.com. Is that correct? I'll put it in.
Yep.
And I'm just katehamilton.com, and you can reach out and book a time for us to chat with.
It's so interesting. You're talking about minerals as well. In medical astrology, your natal chart can give you indications of what your body needs. There's lots of indications where, there's a pre-existing need for certain minerals. Like, if you're Saturn ruled, like Capricorn or Aquarius, you might need extra calcium so that your bone structure, because that's really important. So, anybody interested in medical astrology, I can also do that as well. So that's a great one.
Interesting. Oh, that sounds good too. I actually was listening to someone, this is a bit of a sideline. He was talking about the rings around Saturn being metals or minerals, which would stand to reason that's how the color is produced. But I've never thought of it in that way before.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right. So, what am I up to next? All right. So, the 23rd, we're racing through the month. It's, this month is like, the more things stay the same, the more things change. All right. So we don't have any massive shifts and change, but we're able to sit with what we've got and ruminate and just develop slowly. Virgo is not in a rush, never in a rush. So, So yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a lot happening, but there's a lot of internal work happening. All right, so the next day I'm looking at is actually the day that the sun moves into Libra. All right, so Libra is Venus's sign. So at 4:50 on the 23rd, the sun will move into Libra, and at 5:30, so like 50 minutes later, Venus does its final trine, all right, which was a helpful aspect to Chiron, which is our wounded healer. All right, so she looks at her old experiences and what those lessons have taught her and uses those to move forward in a much more healthy and realistic way. Also, acknowledging the gifts she has received from those experiences, like, we are in our crone phase, we can easily acknowledge that we are, maiden mother crone. We're not having any more babies. We are not maidens anymore. But our years of experience are what give us, the experience to teach others, what we have learned, and therefore help them through their experiences. So not only is Libra about finding balance in relationships, but I just feel like, Venus is now direct. She's acknowledging all her stuff, and it's just really empowering, So yeah, what do you think
That's
about that?
well, absolutely. I mean, you know, yeah, that there's that thing of you kind of wish that you knew what you knew now back then, but you don't
Mm,
know what you don't know until you know it, until you live it, until you learn it. However,
mm,
uh, speaking with the what, I mean, it's not sort of something we do so much in this world culturally, like it would have probably happened more in the past, because I think we're more
mm,
isolated from, well, I moved state from my parents. I didn't actually agree with a lot of things that my parents might have been teaching me or brought me up with. And I think we're going through a big time of learning, exploring life. We've got more choices. In many ways, we've got more freedom and more ability to move around. But I think there's another side of that coin, where if you've moved yourself away from that village atmosphere of bringing each other up and supporting each other, I think we can tend to be very isolated these days, to be honest. We can
mm,
sit at home. Yes, we can be on computers. Yes, we can do and I guess that, to me, has opened people up, where you can Google things, or you can listen to a podcast like this, or connect with people. But I still think there's a lot of isolation for people. So knowing
mm,
and having the respect of older people in our community to pass things on, the knowledge on, is so
mm,
important. And that's really at the heart of why I love sharing these beautiful oils, and hopefully, igniting something within other people so that they can start looking within and resolving old hurts, moving on from, whatever's holding us back. And, having other people around with wisdom is so important, really.
absolutely, absolutely. And just on the oils, putting those two things together. Jupiter gives us understanding, and Taurus is all about the senses. Taurus
Mm,
absolutely rules using essential oils to give us that broader understanding, to enlighten us. Jupiter would enlighten, so Venus is, coming up against Jupiter right now. A square doesn't always have to be a block. We can use it as a stepping stone, so we can absolutely use Jupiter's understanding of our essential oils to move us forward, to help us through things, So the courage activator, just smell something, take a big deep breath, know that there's stuff going on around you, and do it anyway.
mm.
So yeah.
Taking a breath of, something like valor just helps you to bring your energy down and bring some balance into the world. It soothes your parasympathetic nervous system, and your autonomic nervous system. So if you are in that, flight and fight from trauma, or from worry, concern, when we are in this sort of uptight state, that tends to, hold us contained and keeps us contained. Whereas if you can kind of just take that breath and just, get some sort of a sense of peace within yourself, then you are in a much stronger state to handle whatever it is, or to move forward. Or, for me, we've talked about intentions and working with all those kind of things, but to bring them to fruition, we need to nurture ourselves, we need to nurture our mind, we need to nurture our energy. And it's like, to be healthy, we need to eat well, we need to have good mindset. So when you bring the oils in, it helps with the mindset, it helps with the spirit, and helps with us I don't know, actually I posted something in my group this morning. I was talking to a friend, and she said, over the last few week or so, I just have lost the zest for life. I'm just not, not sort of bubbling like I have been. And then she sat and realized that she wasn't using her abundant oil every day. She wasn't using her, I think she likes Joy and Abundant and Peppermint. They're her three go-tos. And, I'm the same. So, when I start thinking, oh, my energy's lower, or my positivity's gone out the window, and then I'll kind of go, oh, but actually, I haven't put an oil on all day. Or, really not a day goes by that I don't put something on, but it might be a few hours, and you go, oh, yes, I do need to. It's like we drink water to keep ourselves hydrated. So make sure you've got your diffusers going. Make sure you've got oils wherever I go. I've got them in my bag. I've got oils. You should see what I've got here. I've got these here. I've got some here. I've got an oil in a pouch. I'm actually going away this coming weekend, and I have to go now. Which oils am I going to take away with me, and what oils will I need on the journey? So that way we're being prepared. And I know that, yes, I'm going to be sitting on planes with all sorts of lurgies and people around. So that is an indication, okay, what will I do? I'll make sure that I take my inner defense capsules. I make sure I carry my thieves with me to put on my feet, to spray on my clothes, and to breathe in. And whatever oils I'm going to choose, I always, what else might I carry with me? Frankincense goes everywhere with me. Valor, of course, goes everywhere with me. Lavender, lemon to pop in my water, peppermint to pop in my water as well. And then whatever oils I feel I might need. I'm actually going to Adelaide to a Young Living conference, which is pretty exciting. And then I'm heading up to Darwin to catch up with a long lost cousin, and to meet Mel Craven. You know Mel Craven, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be connecting with her up in Darwin for a few days. And anyway, so now what would I need in Darwin? It's going to be hot weather. So I might need like a bit of a spritz. I've been looking at the temperatures, and it's like nothing under 30 degrees. So I might need like a nice peppermint and frankincense spritz to have with me. So what else would I have? Helichrysum, just in case, I fall over and I hurt myself. Just so that you've got all these things handy, and we can self-treat and self-nurture, and, stay ahead of the game. So there's some of my tips, what I would be using.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. I know I'm just about to talk about the Aries full moon, but
Ooh,
the essence of what we are in right now is Virgo. It is
yes.
all about our holistic. Like you were saying, what oils am I taking with you? And it's like that's your first aid kit as well.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
and the principles of healthcare. Are you moving enough? Had
Yes.
a chat with someone today, and they were saying, "Oh, I'm getting all foggy," and it's like, how many hours are you sitting down? Is your
Mm,
body actually moving the energy? Like
mm,
the oils will stimulate your factory senses,
mm.
but how much are you actually physically moving? We drink, and all the mercury we've been talking about. pay attention to your thoughts.
Yes.
Are
Yes.
they healthy?
Yes.
Are they yours as
And are
well?
they
Are they healthy?
worth thinking?
Yours?
Are they thoughts
Yeah.
that need
So,
reprogramming as well? I was listening
yeah.
to a chiropractor just before I jumped on. He's right into natural health and does quantum muscle testing, quantum muscle testing, and he was talking about people with depression, people that are schizophrenic, people that are some sort of a diagnosis with some heavy duty issues. And he talked about some people that were made exercise, went on
Mm,
their, this is what you need to do. And,
mm,
quite a, get up and move, get up and take a walk. And people were having great success and turning things around just with exercise. Now we've got somebody else new joined us. Hello, I can't see your name. Someone said hello, ladies, but it'll be Zita. She has a code with a yellow heart. So thanks for joining, Zita. So what's happening? Full moon. It's the full moon in Aries.
Okay, so the full moon in Aries, guys. This one is going to be fun. All right. Now, well, no, it's not going to be fun. Mars right now is in Libra's sign. All right. So, Venus is very stationary at the moment. She's standing in the one spot. Well, Mars is in her sign and he's not actually happy. He's in the place of his detriment, which means that he's in the opposite to house to his own. So he's a little bit like a grumpy old man that is muttering under his breath. He's walking around and he's complaining quietly. He's just like, "Nah, nah, nah, nah." So the full moon, all right. So the sun is going to be obviously, the sun and the moon are opposing. So there are issues around independence in relationships. Now, just a couple of months ago, we had the nodes shift. All right. So the nodes are our spiritual paths forward and the things we release. In a nutshell, there's a whole lot more about it. But, the North Node in Aries is working towards independence. The South Node in Libra is releasing the codependency that we have had in relationships. So this full moon in Aries on the 29th really is going to highlight the things that we can let go of so that so that we are in our best place for ourselves. All right. So the sun is trine Hygeia. So Hygeia is she's the holistic well-being asteroid. So she would rule over your placement because it's holistic well-being. All right. So the sun is in a conversation going, oh, so what do we need to let go of so that we can be the best individuals in a relationship? We don't want codependency. We want independence. We want autonomy, and we want to be able to speak our truth and be respectfully listened to. It's about working together. All right. So, Mercury in the sky is trine Uranus. So new opportunities to think in a new way. It's opposing Neptune. So it's looking at where maybe there is fuzzy boundaries, so it's and only 7 hours later, Venus enters her final square to Uranus. All right. So this is where
Can I just
Venus
ask
has been.
dates the full moon?
Yep.
What date's the full
Yeah,
moon?
this is the full moon. Yeah. So that's the 29th.
29th. Okay.
Yeah. So the moon moves into Aries at 10:17 a.m. and then the full moon is at close to 8 p.m. Okay. So now Venus has been doing lots of exploration. Remember that the sun is in Libra, which is Venus's sign. So overall, Venus's dissatisfaction and her figuring out new ways and new opportunities of doing things is highlighted as well. So there's so much activity around releasing and growing and becoming better versions. But that's not to say that the adjustment that we feel is not going to be uncomfortable. Okay, so Mars, which is ruling the moon, is in conjunct. All right, so this is an aspect where there is tension and adjustment required to Uranus, which, like I just said, Venus is square that. So we're looking at, what are some new possibilities?
Mm,
Without being stuck and stagnant, what are some new opportunities that we're willing to give a go to? All right. I'm sure that the first two squares to Uranus, the first one being the 3rd of July, has brought up a lot of issues in our face. And we are trying to amend our lives so that we are more comfortable and, allowing new growth. So this, it could be, there could be some temper around the time, but if we are grown-ups, about it, and we communicate effectively and listen with our inside ears on, there's a lot of room for things to come out of this.
so,
So a big
well, sounds a lot like transformation to me.
yes.
So transformation, beautiful oil will help you to, glide your way through that transformation, because for a lot of us, when change is not necessarily easy, and it doesn't, it doesn't necessarily flow easily. But for me, when I know that I'm going through these things, I'll grab an oil that will help. And the other one I was thinking about was magnify your purpose. I'm just going, no, I don't have them here. I still have them. A lot of my oils still packed up, but magnify your purpose. If you are kind of, if you're not sure of your direction and you're not happy, or you've fallen flat on your plans, your dreams, or your purpose, you can magnify your purpose and grab your transformation, and that will help boost your ability to work through all this integration. And I love you talking about new possibilities. It's kind of almost my mantra in the last few months of, when you come to a block in the road, or you come to something that makes you feel challenged or uncomfortable, situations that are presented in your life, let's look at what's possible. What's possible from that? If you're going through a separation, or you're going through some really hard times, well, you need to lift the lens of, that compaction that you're in, and kind of have a peek out. And with that vision of something new is possible, that helps you to open up the path. And then the next thing you'll know, oh, someone will be sowing a seed in, coming to this event, or you might have a conversation, or you might just go for a walk on the beach, and you're shifting your focus and shifting your energy. And then you're opening up the door for what is possible, rather than be closed-minded and think, "Oh my gosh, this is not what I want." Well, if it's not what you want, what do you want? And with an attitude of what is possible, that opens the whole, it just shifts that denseness about it.
Yeah, I love that. Like I said, in our quest for independence and being the best version of ourselves, we have to challenge our narratives. We have to move beyond our limitations, and that requires courage. That is such an Aries moon thing, having the courage to move down these new paths. And I'm just listening to what you just said. The Mercury opposition Neptune is also have faith.
Mm,
Like, we're a spiritual community here, and everybody's got their different version of faith and belief, but just knowing that the universe has got your back. It
mm,
doesn't give you things that are going to hurt you. It gives you opportunities for growth. Whether you take them or not at this time, it's up to you. But there's always going to be more opportunities, but it does take you, just paying attention to what's going on and being curious.
and just on that, I would recommend, if you're closed for growth and you don't take the opportunity in the present, in the moment, that opportunity will, yes, come again, but the steps may not be so easy, or
Mm,
maybe it's just not quite your time. But
yeah.
rest assured, you will be pushed and nudged in that direction. So the more gentle steps, the more you say, yes, I'm open for the change, I'm open to be the best version of me, the quicker you embody that, the more it's going to happen with flow, with ease, with grace, and with
Mm,
joy, which is really the
yeah.
isn't it ultimate that we could be in that state more often
Mm.
than not? Mm.
I mean, look, there are some aspects that I know that I've spoken to you over this last 9 months doing this with you. Some of them were dragged kicking and screaming.
Mm.
Others, we've got to contemplate our own future. Others are self-directed. These ones are definitely what is good for you.
Yeah.
At the full moon time, the sun is in Libra, so it is looking at your relationship with others, but that moon in Aries is about the independence within yourself, so
Mm. Mm.
self-driven.
Mm.
So
And
you know
Aries is the sign of action, isn't it? So
yeah,
go with
yeah.
that. While the energy's high and there's action to be had with the energy of the
Mm,
planet, well, that's a beautiful. That's your segue. That's the river of, that's going to proport you forward.
mm. No, sorry, go. I wasn't going to say
You're
anything.
right. I just came to a standstill. I love
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, I do have here actually that to be careful of impulsive urges and think before you act, because if you're too busy and you've got several projects on at that time, then again with the focus, so with I started this with Mars muttering it's under its breath,
Mm.
so just making sure that you can you know again, what is your position in regards to the position of others? And are you satisfied or are you dissatisfied? The tension requires adjustment, and that is all on you. So,
Yes.
supporting yourself.
Absolutely. Actually, we've got, I don't know whether she's still on, but a lovely lady who's on. I won't mention your name for privacy reasons, but she has recently bought herself a collection of oils, and she has teenagers in the house. And it was a delight because I reached out to her to say, how are you going with your oils and what's happening? And the night that she wanted to get her kit of oils, she went with for a premium bundle very wisely, and she had hopped in the car to drive away from home so that she could have that one-on-one time with me without whatever was going on in the house. But the whole thing was that her teenagers, the level of energy of the teenage dynamic in the family was, right up here. And this morning's message was, how are you going with the oils? And I, my heart warmed because the response was, the kids are loving them. And they're reading up on them, they're learning about them, and one's enjoying the lip balm and I'm enjoying the hair oil. But I just had this beautiful thought to myself that how the conversation had changed, and how this having these oils and having the diffuser going in the home and the children were enjoying the smells, that what sort of what a positive impact we can have on our children. And
Mm,
also the idea that you're passing the knowledge on to others so that
mm,
they can learn to look after themselves. I had another
mm,
conversation today about with another friend. One of the local teenagers actually decided they didn't want to. That they, yeah, we had a tragedy here in the local community, and then that brought the conversation around to what can we do with these kids? How can we, what can we do to support, the tragedy? Because this girl was. Um, very well loved in the community and revered, and no one saw this coming. She was, a high-profile sports girl, and was on the verge of, trajectory into some amazing things in her life, and she's no longer with us.
mm,
It's really sad, but like we need to be nurturing our children and showing them and giving them, giving them sustenance, giving them what they need. And there's no blame on any parents or anyone around, but we really need to come to some understanding and about what we can do to avoid some of these things, because it's pretty disturbing, and disturbing for all the friends. My granddaughter was a bit of a mess because she knew her, but she said, but Nan, she had everything she wanted, but we
mm.
things aren't necessarily going to give us what we want. We,
That's
we
exactly right. Things are just things.
things are things, and well, they do help us, they bring us happiness, but in the depths of all of us is unknown, our private side, the parts we don't share. And I fully believe we need to be be more au fait with being able to communicate what's really going on, and even for us for everybody to learn how to support each other in this journey. Make sure you've got uplifting people around you, people who have an ear to listen and a heart to, share some positivity with us. Anyway, I've got a bit off here, but yeah.
No, no, not at all. It needs to be said, and just on the back of that, the sun is in Virgo. The Virgo asks you to look at alternative practices.
Yes,
I don't know how controversial this is, but our medical system is broken, and those people do not have enough time to listen
yes,
to our needs. So
yes,
if you can go and find someone alternative, whether it's oils or a chiropractor or a homeopathy or just, like our GPs are too overwhelmed to even hear what we're saying without prescribing us a big pharma, and that's not what we need. We need to be heard and felt and
yes,
connected with. So,
yes.
you know, it's a time where like I said, Hygieia at the moment, our mental health is in the spotlight.
Mm,
Venus is looking at everything going, that does not make me shine. They're the things that you need to work on and release. I was going to say
mm,
get rid of, but it's more, you have to mentally release these things because, something that is socially important might not be spiritually or soul
mm,
important to,
mm,
you know,
mm,
that girl might have had everything, but if her soul didn't have that connection she was after, then she
mm,
could have felt empty as well. So, you
mm.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
such a shame.
So we just got to send love out to all those involved, and just make sure that we are doing what we can in each and every moment in our own life, so that then
Mm,
when we have our cups full and when we have ourselves sorted, then we all become that wise mentor, support person, and we
mm,
really, that's what community is about, so that
mm,
we work together from within ourselves.
yeah,
I
yep,
just imagine a world, if everybody knew how to look after themselves, what a world we would
yeah,
be. And that has to start from within. And welcome
that's
to Lisa. Thanks for joining us and saying good morning. We have gone through a ride through the month of
September.
September. So we have
Yeah,
got lots of great tips in
mm,
ideas about how to support ourselves through this journey. So,
mm.
Siri, have you finished your part? Like, what else have we got?
Yeah, I
Anything?
have. Pretty
You,
much, I just would like to refresh, that new moon on the 15th, Mercury going direct on the 16th, and Venus's last square Jupiter on the 17th. Very, very active time of the month where you are redirecting your thoughts down a more authentic path for yourself. Taking that, you need to stop and think. And, like Kay was saying earlier with the pen and paper magic, if it's in your head, it's going to stay there. You get that stuff out, So, and then that full moon, on the 29th, another time where you are, doing what's good for you.
mm.
So,
So
so
it's all
yeah.
about me this month. It's all about
Me,
me.
me, me.
Put me first, put me first on the list. So yeah, in the
Absolutely.
comments, who needs to put yourself first? Tell us in the comments. Yeah, I'm going to put me first. I'm going to look after my needs and do what I need to do for me. Because,
Yeah.
and even that thing of writing things down, that's grounding it. That's
Mm,
and bringing it, into our subconscious, which we know our subconscious is what leads the way, not necessarily what's in the front of our mind. It's what's in the back of our mind that is
mm,
perpetuating what is in the front of our mind. So we really do
yeah.
need to be looking at those old programs, those old thoughts, those old, I can't, who am I to do this? And
Mm,
do what you need to do to step into that courage of looking after yourself, whatever it
mm,
is. And it just means that you are, honoring, respecting, and valuing you.
mm,
Leisha's got this month and the following months are all about me. Big changes are coming for me. I love that, Leisha. Absolutely.
Excellent.
And make sure that you are bringing in changes in the direction that you want them to come in. And you haven't got anyone else sabotaging what you want to do. So, each and every one of us has choices. And, that choice to kind of switch directions or open the path. Let's think about the possibilities that you can bring into your world this month.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining me, and I really welcome the idea of having you each month. So we will have Bridget on the first week of October. She will be back to tell us more for October.
Yeah,
And
I will be in Sydney on that day. So,
okay,
so I'll be doing it remotely. But yeah, so it's
join on that day. Beautiful.
yeah, I'll still be able to do it.
Oh, that's fantastic. And next week, I haven't spoken to Mel, but next week, I'm hoping Mel Craven and I will be sitting in the same room. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but let's hope that we will be able to come up with something. Otherwise, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but that's my plan. And she and I actually are going, the plan is to go and visit our blue cypress farm in Darwin and go and talk to Marianne and Vince up there and go and have a look at the process of the harvesting or the distilling of the blue cypress. So, oh, yeah. Yes. Now, this oil is one of the highest vibrations of the Young Living essential oils that we have. Rose is 320, and we believe that the blue cypress has an even higher frequency. So it's a good one to use for meditation, for prayer work, and for activating your mind. Another good oil that you could be using this month to get your mind switched on in the right place. So, Bridget, I hope that you have a great month. You are looking really well. I can see you're firing on lots of cylinders this week. So that's fantastic.
Thank you.
So thank you, everyone, for joining. And do remember that Bridget's Astrology, that's Bridget's website there, just www.bridgetsastrology.com. If you would like a one-on-one reading, maybe I'll give you a bit of a moment to share your offerings. What have you got?
Thank you.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you can always get a natal reading with me, and that will just give you, it will give you your blueprint and show you what your superpowers are, and how to get the best out of and accept your gifts as well. I love with natal readings, people are like, oh my God, yeah, I do have that. And you can find some gold in your own chart. And also, my Lifetime to Level Up group, where I offer daily guidance, and it's all about just explaining the day's energy so you can best navigate, your day, your week, your month, as we are doing here. So join me on, that's where I do most of my juicy work over at Lifetime to Level Up.
Every
So,
morning, 8:30, isn't it? 8:30?
Yeah, 8:30 every morning. And now I have brought back Psychic Saturday. So I'm doing intuition practice and psychic development skills on Saturday, and that is 9 a.m. as well. So
wonderful. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, I highly recommend you go and grab yourself a reading with Bridget, because as we were saying before, the more knowledge, the more, the more tools you've got in your kit will support your ongoing journey. And I offer one-on-one transformational sessions. So if you've come to a block in the road and you want to project yourself forward, but these old patterns are coming through, it might be, something to do with your family, or it might be something to do with work, or it might be just something you're not even sure what it is, but you feel like there's something sabotaging you. I will help you to move through that. And I work with color. I give you essential oil recommendations, and I use oils in those sessions, and you'll go away with a signature drawing of your very own, oils to use, and affirmations to anchor in and support your ongoing journey. So you can connect with me at khamilton.com. Or if you just want to chat, just send me a message on Facebook or go via that and we can have a little bit of a chat. Or you can join my Facebook group, Kay's Essential Oil Wisdom, and learn more about the life of oils with Young Living. So thanks very much, Bridget, and thanks for joining us. From our hearts to your hearts. Go forth and stand in the truth of who you are and don't hold back. So much love. Cheerio.